Okay, it's still morning ride on NTA, your reach out station. We have had different intellectuals, different entrepreneurs on the program. And right now we're about to have another who will be talking on agriculture. I'm sure we are all excited about that. Everybody wants what we bring to the table to make food from. So the screen profile will tell you more about our guest in the studio. Let's go there. Okay, well, if it's not ready, we're still talking about agriculture. The focus for this person who will be talking with you in a good while is Agritech and youth development, youth employment, redefining farming for a new generation. What are the things to be done? And, well, we'll continue with the show. When the guest profile is ready, we'll bring it on. So I'm welcoming today our next guest on the show, Toheeb Azeez.
Thank you so much for having me on the show today. I'm very excited to be here.
Mr. Farmer, as I have not seen cassava stems, I've not seen ugu, pumpkin leaves, I've not seen all those evidences. In fact, we are just gisting. I hope you know.
Don't worry, it's almost harvest time and you'll be having those.
Oh, wow. So, yeah. Oh, wow. So today's focus is on Agritech and youth employment, redefining farming for a new generation. What does this focus mean to you?
Okay, so I'm going to give you a brief statistics here to help us understand what we are here to discuss today. When you look at the global population, about 8 billion people, what makes that population for youth is 1.4 billion people. That's about 18%, right? So we are losing about $1.4 trillion, to not properly engaging the youth, right? Okay. So, but the population of unemployment is reducing. We had about last 2 years, 13%, it dropped to 12.8%. But from that global landscape where we step down to places like low income and emerging or developing countries, we see that it's not even. Taking for a Nigeria example, we have 70 million youths by 2030, that's in 5 years, and we have about 13 million unemployed youths, right? So it's very important to look at how we can provide jobs, for these people, and agriculture is really in a position to do that. When you look at agriculture, it's our mainstay of the economy, even when it doesn't generate bulk of the foreign earning. It employs a lot of people, and especially in the rural area, right? So if we are able to boost productivity, efficiency in agriculture, it's going to transform to a lot of jobs, for our youth. And when we talk about agriculture today, it's not just about, tilling the lands and all that. It has to be done different. Looking at our population in 25 years, is going to double to 400 million people, right? So we have to incorporate technology, right? So technology is a multiplier effect. So we can produce more with little. And when you infuse technology in agriculture, it creates this huge opportunities. It's not just about tilling the soil and all that. It makes it very attractive. It opens up the value chain,
food,
right? So
on our
you can see someone that is confident as a youth that I'm a drone pilot in agriculture. I'm a AI analyst in agriculture, right? It's not just about saying I'm taking cutlass and all that.
We've gone past that.
This is a new generation of agriculture. We are redefining this, just to help expatiate on the topic.
So we have a lot of mechanized farming.
Exactly.
The tools are there to do this stuff. You just keep your products around and you're able to do a lot.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't know if the director is ready. We need to take a break, and then after the break, we'll be right back.
Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit, NDIS, is back for its 8th edition, the premier platform where diaspora investors meet Nigerian innovators and business leaders to unlock real investment opportunities and drive sustainable growth. Date, 11th to the 13th of November 2025. Venue, Conference Center, State House, Abuja, FCT. Over 3 exciting days, investors and entrepreneurs will engage in 8 high-impact pitching sessions across key growth sectors. Special guest, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, Chief Host, Honorable Dr. Abike Dabiri Erewa, OON, Chairman, NIDCOM, Summit Coordinator, Dr. Badewa Adejugbe Williams, Keynote Speaker, Professor Bartholomew Naji, Guest Speaker, Mr. Temi Kpokwola, organized by the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission in collaboration with the Nigeria Diaspora Summit Initiative. Visit www.ndisng.com.
Okay, that's the guest profile. We already met him. He had already started talking. So that's what it's about. That's what Toheeb Azeez, the last giddy farmer, who has enjoyed and decided to do the dirty job. You know, farming then used to be a dirty job. Not now we're having a lot of mechanized farming. So did you like what you saw there?
Yeah, exactly. I like what I saw, and I'm proud I'm able to make an impact in this field to help change the narrative, you know, to help youth and young people out there see that agriculture is a place to participate in and it's very lucrative.
Yes, talking about lucrativity, we talked about Agritech, which simply means agricultural technology. So I'd like you to expatiate on this, tell us more about it, and why we should even think about it.
All right, thank you so much. Agritech is simply, like you've mentioned, is technology in agriculture, right? And let me just take you through the phases of the agricultural industrial revolution, you know, where we have the 5 phases. The first phase was when we are just using, you know, manpower and animals for, you know, our farm activities. Then we had this steam engine and others, the mechanized, and the third one where we started using this digital, and the fourth, you know, to all this AI revolution, IoT and all that. So these are some of the technology in agriculture. But when we talk about technology, it's not necessarily about something physical or infrastructure, right? It can be simply as seeds, you know, improved seeds. It can be improved practices, you know. It's just something that makes our agricultural processes, you know, easier. You know, it enhances, optimizes processes, and also that you can do so many things at the same time. Looking at tractor, you can plow the soil and also had some coupling implements to them. You know, you are planting at the same time. So that's productivity aspect. And when you talk about the efficiency aspect, like now with drone spraying, with smart agriculture, you can reduce water loss, you know, by 20 to 30%. You are saving water. You know, water is very important for irrigation of our crops, right? So these are some of the benefits that, you know, Agritech brings. So basically is bringing technology into agriculture, right? And we have different types, you know, that are more advanced now. We are talking about AI, precision farming. We are talking about automation and robotics. We are talking about using also blockchain and distributed ledger, you know. So at this particular phase that we've gotten into now is agriculture 5.0, where we are merging human and artificial intelligence together, you know, to give us real-time information to improve productivity. Not only improving productivity now, and also that we don't negatively impact the environment, we are talking about sustainability now. So that's where we are now. So technology is not just for improving efficiency and productivity, but also for sustainability as well.
Okay, that's nice. So how can, for the youth employment, a lot of people are looking for the office work, they need office job where they can wear their white shirts and look. How can you sell out the agri-tech and the aspect of agriculture to a young Nigerian?
I think the selling it out to them is very easy because it's already what is being seen, and everybody is seeing that is very lucrative. We are seeing quite a number of startups coming up today. Agritech constitute 4.5 to over 4% of the tech startup. We are seeing a lot of companies coming up doing innovative things, and the youth themselves are seeing that this is a place to play in. But there are still challenges. We have to ensure enabling environment. When you see the total agritech landscape itself is about $50.5 billion today, and it's going to reach over $25 billion by 2029, right? But that's global. But when you see the funds that come to Africa, that is just 1.8%, right? So it's still very low. We have to do more in that aspect, to support it, and also with policy within. We are seeing a lot of policies within that are being rolled out, but we must do more with execution. We are having the agricultural promotion policy. We are having the this new one, national AI policy, blockchain policy as well, right? So, and we have to improve skills. Skills is very important. It's not just about creating space. There is the need for the workforce to be able to power that movement. So it's why I like this sort of initiative that is coming up from the federal government, the 3 MTT. They are training a lot of youth in that area now, to have the required skills to be able to participate meaningfully in that space, and bring results, that translate across the country.
Okay. So when it has to do with agriculture, I'm sure it's not all about plants. We also have the animal aspect. And is it possible to just start off without any form of training when it has to do with the animal aspect of agriculture? Because I'm sure some people will be interested, but some people also need to be trained, to be shown how poultry is handled, especially when it has to do with crisis.
Okay, the question that you've asked is very important, because anybody can do anything. You can get into farming and do anything. It's just like business, but it's not enough. It's why a lot of businesses, they fail in their first 5 years. Correct. There is need for proper training. You need to go to where you can have the required, standard knowledge, to know about, what is this about? What is the outcome that we are seeking here? Agriculture is not just about you just doing it. And agriculture is a science, you understand? A careful procedure, is methodical. You have to understand what you are putting in, what you are driving about, and what the output is going to be.
And time. It's not something you do today and get profit tomorrow.
Exactly. Many times, even before you go onto the field to do things, there's something that we call predictive modeling. You can model, okay, this is the input that we want to put into it. It's just like doing this sort of business visibility.
That's right.
Right? You do this, you are able to tell in time, what is going to be your output. You are able to envisage the challenges that you are going to face in the field, and work your way around them even before you start. So I think this is the best approach, getting the required knowledge and not just jumping into the field.
Okay. So in terms of poultry now, I hear a lot of people, I put in 1 million birds, I'm left with 300. What are the things that constitute such failure, such crisis?
Okay, I think for poultry, it's not just about, like you said, going into it. You have to even understand the demand-supply gap. A lot of people are producing not knowing that there could be glut in the market. So if you are producing when there's glut in the market, obviously when you have so much supply, there's going to be fall in price, right? So if you are producing, then you know that you are not making the right decision. But there's always a way to go about that, is making your own production distinctive. What are you doing? What are the way that you can overcome losses, on where we have cases like this. So we have egg gluts. We always have egg gluts. And another thing is that we don't have enough eggs to feed our population, right? So when we have egg gluts, we have a lot of wastages. Right, so someone came up with the idea that, okay, instead of we throwing eggs away, when you waste things, you waste resources, because you must have invested a lot of resources in that, right? Why not turn egg into powder?
Oh wow!
So we have egg powder today, and it still delivers
scoring powder.
Delivers the same as fresh egg when you
fry.
I
don't understand. Egg powder, like.
Yes.
To fry and eat.
Yes, to fry.
I thought maybe from the eggshells, scoring powder.
No, even the eggshell is very useful as well.
Yes.
There's no waste.
So tell me about the egg powder that you can fry.
Okay,
I've not heard about
the
that
egg powder
before.
is just like, getting the content in the egg and
the yolk
drying
and
it out, preserving it and all that. You granulate it and grind it into powder. Then there's a way that you some use natural preservatives.
Tell it like you're telling it to a 2-year-old, because this thing you say, I don't understand.
Okay, so
this is an egg. We break it. There's a yolk. There's an albumen. Yes.
Yeah,
so
there's a yolk. There's the albumen. There's this. You just find a way to. It's just like tomato. That when you open it, you remove all the seeds and all that. Then you place it on fire. Make
egg
it.
Is not like
eat
tomato,
it
sir.
It's not like tomato.
I want to know what you do to make egg powder, that you can now mix the powder and fry it becomes egg.
Yeah, exactly. They make egg into powder now. They make egg into powder, and you would be surprised that there are a lot of products in the market, and a lot of farm produces that are being converted into processed products. Because one of the problems that we have in this country is that we like to eat things fresh.
And it's good now. It's a good thing to eat things fresh.
It's good thing to eat things fresh, but it doesn't mean that what is not fresh is not good. You understand? So it's where, now, if we are not able to consume everything fresh immediately, we have to waste them.
I think our fears of eating processed food is about the preservatives. Most times they put in, when you finish making the egg powder, you have to put in some preservatives to sustain it, to maintain it.
But they are natural preservatives now. They are natural.
So it's difficult to convince a consumer that, these preservatives will not hurt you. So that's the problem.
It's difficult, but it's possible. Right, so it's the bulk of the work is at the table of the producer.
Exactly.
Right? We have a market there, but there's challenges. Then how do we overcome those challenges, right? So there is a way around it. So as an entrepreneur, you would always find a way, right? So and it's why what you said is very important, that while you are finding a way, there must be this sort of honest communication.
Definitely.
We understand your plight, your plight of food not being fresh and preserve with what is not right. But we are doing all our best to actually preserve it with natural ingredient, and you still have it in the same way like you have a fresh produce.
Okay, so are you saying that the egg powder is in the market now?
It's in the market, of course.
So one can just, rather than buy your fresh eggs and break, you just make powder and it tells to fry them.
Yes, of course.
Mr. Toheeb, I'm waiting to be convinced on that, because I don't know how I'm going to see.
But it might not be, let's say now, like you are trying to make like boiled egg, it might not really be in that way that you want it.
So it has its limitations as well.
Limitation. We must acknowledge that when you preserve things, although the health benefit and all that is still there, but it wouldn't not be as the same structural property as we would have for fresh produce.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Okay, so let's get it from. I would like to ask, is your farming just for Nigerian consumers? Have you started doing something on exporting?
Yeah, of course. Is basically for domestic consumption and immediate community, right? So
what are the products?
The products are value-added catfish, right? So that's one of the things that I started with, catfish.
That's what I want to hear.
You are smoking it, making it dry, preserving it, right? So it has this sort of extended shelf life, right? So you can consume it for a period of about, let's say, 1 to 3 months. Right, and so this is the kind of produce that I export. So I've exported to like Australia, the US and Europe, especially UK. No, UK is not part of Europe anymore, especially UK, yeah, right. So I've exported this to those places, although they've been in small quantity, but I'm actually looking forward to expanding the exportation area.
Okay, that's nice. So at least you're working on exportations
Yes.
too.
Yes.
And luckily here, your farming is just based in Lagos
Exactly.
only.
Exactly.
Okay, so challenges. I know that you may have problems of lands and how you manage your crops that don't come to bear, after planting. So how do you cope with the challenges of farming?
Yeah, I like that you mentioned that. It shows that you are tuned with the nature of farming in Lagos, because of course you wouldn't compare the availability of arable land in Lagos like you would have for other states,
In
right?
other
So
states,
it's one of the things that made me go into innovative production, whereby in this space you can produce using sack, right?
Wow.
Sack farming. You can produce cucumber. I should have brought like picture of that or video of that in the future,
Yes.
right? So that's one
We
of
love
it.
what we
And,
see, we
like
can relate.
I said to you, that an entrepreneur will always be thinking in
of
steps
the
ahead,
box, yeah.
right? So if we are not able to do things that we should do because there is this sort of challenge, then like producing fresh catfish and all that. So that's one of the reasons why I moved into value addition, smoking, processing, not necessarily producing. I'm able to source from those that have the capacity to produce, and they have the resources to do that. In that way I can shift the challenge away from my side, right? So I add value to it, and that's one of the ways that I'm able to overcome the challenges with production. But now we are seeing, like the topic for the day, Agritech, we are seeing a lot of innovative farming methods, like the vertical farm, planting without soil, using soil I don't want to use chemical, nutrient solution, right? You can plant also incorporating, different waste, upcycling and all that. So the nature of farming is very transformed and different nowadays, that even without having soil, without having little resources, you'll be able to get started with something if you are very serious and committed.
Okay, I think you have done, in fact, you have taken away the fears of someone that is watching, like, farming in Lagos, is it possible? Where are the lands now? Where do we, get the resources from to start off? But from what you've said, it's easy to know that you can start your farming even within the confines of your home, in sacks.
Yes, exactly.
Grow things you can grow in sacks, cucumber, tomatoes,
Pepper.
very important.
And grow cabbage, leafy vegetables generally. Even some of the things that you think that cannot be grown, even yams are being grown in sacks nowadays, honestly.
Until it's ready.
Yeah,
so
it's
will
ready.
the tuber break out the sack
No,
or
the
something?
thing is that
break the
you would
sand?
put this into consideration. Instead of the kind of sack that you make for tomato will be small, but for yam it will be big. You know that the bigger the medium, the more the tuber which is able to expand. Yeah. So this is one of the considerations that you put to that.
Okay, so this clearly shows that wherever you are and wherever you find yourself, you can be a farmer.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Azeez. I enjoyed every bit of the time with you, and I'm sure the person at home will be spurred up to make some farming. Just farm something, and then there'll be fresh food from your farm to your table. I hope you enjoyed the show.
I did enjoy the show, and I love the relevancy of the question that you asked me. It made me to go in depth. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
That makes me feel good. Thank you so much. I know that you'll come back on the show anytime we call on you.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
What a show. It's been Morning Ride today, and we've done justice like we told you. I hope you had joy watching all day. It's been a wonderful show. We've had Kenny Odubemi on the show talking about peace transformation and our future in Nigeria. We also had Chef T, a very reliable chef who came and also did justice. And this is Toheeb Azeez, who has also talked about farming, Agritech, and youth employment. So it's been a wonderful time on the show. I know that next week and Saturday will come on your TV screen again on Morning Ride. It's been such a joyful ride today. I am IT Obot Njezi. On behalf of the production crew, we thank you for watching. We look forward to another weekend with you. Goodbye.